Yep, all good.
Awesome. Oh, wait a minute. I've left my shorts and t-shirt on my bull bar. Okay, well that's a great start. Did Damien do the same thing? That's funny. Damien, did you do the same thing as me?
Yeah, let's something on the bonnet.
Okay, so this is the second part of Burgoyne from Macalister, Gorge up to, I'm gonna say Black Range.
Sorry, Lucy, I just got to stop. I forgot to put something in the back that needs to go in the back.
No drama. Let's go forward a bit. So we'll see how we go. We've spoken to a couple of people who have come down the track yesterday.
Righto.
Awesome. And one of them was talking about a river crossing.
I think we're just waiting for Damien, Lucy.
Okay, well I'll start up and I'll stop at the top. Definitely more chewed up than it was 2 years ago, which sounds ridiculous, but when you think about COVID, you know, there's not been 2 years worth of traffic come into the gorge. Even this bit within the gorge, the run down to Morning Glory Hut was there's a bit of a more of a rougher, nothing hard, but it's a bit more rough to get in there. So I understand that a long time ago Burgoyne was much harder and then it all got graded. I've only ever done it since kind of that grading occurred. Bit fast over that whoopsie. Yeah, we were talking to some people who came in yesterday and one of them was talking about a river crossing and we were all like, what river crossing is this? There isn't one on this side. There is a little creek crossing. He talked about that being not great. Just do a loop around here. So Zoe, when we are in a convoy and we're on the move, we mark the corner. So because there's not a lot of room up here, I'm going to mark the corner. I'm marking the corner so you can see where I'm going. I'll make a start and then you just stop here, and then when Damien comes up he would mark the corner for Craig, and we just do that so that we're not all having to stop and wait. Yep. Okay. Let's go.
We're on the move, Lucy.
Did not scrape. Something's given birth in my car. There's lots of little flies that have obviously just hatched. It's very annoying. I don't know what they are. We are off. I tried to catch fish in the gorge yesterday if you're interested in coming for fishing purposes, and didn't even see a fish. Tried everything. I even made a homemade spear. Gun, I don't know. Out of a stick. Didn't work. Didn't see any fish to even try and spear. One is too slow, two is too fast. It's the normal problem. Anyway, they didn't seem to think that anything on this, the west side of Macalister Gorge would be a problem apart from the river crossing. I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, we'll see. All there is a little creek to cross. I don't know, last time, like, you didn't even notice it. So, I'm intrigued. There were some guys down on the pebbly section before you cross the river. That's actually, I didn't even think of camping there because it's normally really pebbly and rocky, but because of the big kind of, I suppose, floods that have come through, it's washed a load of sand up, so there's quite a few nice softish looking areas. A bit nicer to camp on. Oh, I can't see what that rat is. Kind of thinking we will straddle that rat. Cannot see. Whoa. There we go. What am I in? Say one. When you come down to the little switchback there, once you've turned the corner, there's quite a rutted section. I straddled the rut on the right hand side. It's just a bit hard to see. It's nothing crazy, but because of the sun and the angle of the sun, it's just a bit hard to see. So just take your time over there.
Okay.
Just go nice and slow.
Is that meant to be the rough section those guys at the hut were talking about, Lucy?
No, I'm pretty sure not. Like, I'm assuming the rough section is once we've crossed this gargantuan river problem, then we're heading up. I reckon that's where any rough sections will be.
Okay. I'm really curious about this river crossing. I don't think it's anywhere near what that guy was talking it up.
We shall see. I'm going super slow. I don't want to get too far from Zoe behind me, in case she needs some guidance in wheel position. Okay, so where am I on my map? This is the really bad creek crossing. Just go nice and slow here. Go clunk for sure. Zoe across the river. I could see what those guys were talking about. Coming from this way, I don't think I even would have noticed that rock step. I just would have driven up it. I'll wait for, I'm just stopping, so I'll wait for Craig to get over. Coming down because...
Back in my car now, Lucy.
Because he had talked about it, I was aware of it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that it was fine. He built it up massively. Apparently the guy stopped and put rocks under. I suppose for oh, these bloody flies. Like for Zoe, nervous. That's understandable. But it's all good. Just get Craig across. For those of you that didn't watch part 1 of Burgoyne, I've got behind me Zoe in a Hilux, minimal kind of 4-wheel driving. So she had a kind of baptism of fire on the steep bit on the first side from Nicola Road.
All got it.
Okay, on the move. I've got Damien behind me, who is in an FJ Cruiser. And then I've got Craig, who's behind, and he's tailing Charlie, and he...
That does look like a decent little campsite for a couple of cars.
And Craig is in a Ranger. And this is Burgoyne track. Can't even remember if I said that. I must have said that already. Forget what I've talked about. I will say, if you're planning on coming in, I love Macalister Gorge. I've been in a good few times. I've been in on my own. I would say that I was, I don't know, a bit sad actually, because it's really overgrown. Like there's brambles everywhere. The access to the river, like I remember you could be at the hut and you could see all the river and everything, but it's just overgrown. Really, the kind of pick of the spot, I reckon, is the first bit before you cross the river, where that kind of pebbly beach is. There were some guys there who'd put up a zip line and obviously having an awesome time. They had caught fish. I didn't see a single fish, so I think they were lying. Anyway. No idea what's in front of me because I can't see. Oh, this is a switchback. Tight switchback, so just take your time there, Zoe. There is a rock on the left hand side, but I've driven over that. It wasn't too tippy, it didn't feel scary.
Okay.
Probably shouldn't have told Zoe the story about the couple going off trig track and dying on the switchbacks this morning.
All good.
Awesome. Sending your car into nothing. Who knows where the track goes. In fact, you lot watching probably have more of an idea than me, because you're higher up so you can see. Just go straight up the middle. There's a few like wombatty holes. I just went straight up the middle, like you can see where cars have gone before. Oh god, just yeah, just straight up the middle, nice and slow, you'll get there.
Okay.
Let's see what's on the other side. You just never get bored of. I mean, it doesn't have to be clear blue skies, but clear blue skies, the mountains, oh god, it never gets boring. I reckon I'll be doing this until the day I die. Rocky base. I can imagine, what's that? I can imagine the bits that just have the wombatty kind of holes could be a little bit interesting in the wet. Ugh, jammed into my seatbelt. There we go. I can imagine that might be a bit interesting in the wet. This is where I'm gonna take a picture, I think. Of everybody coming up the hill. I'll probably cut this bit out. Okay, we're back. I'm off. I reckon the sketchy bit that the guys were talking about that we met at the hut was that bit back there where those kind of wombatty holes were.
Really? That was nothing.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure we've gone straight up. So I don't think, I don't know, I might be wrong, but I don't think there's any big massive kind of inclines or descents to go over now, because, you know, Springs Road is kind of at the top, isn't it?
We got the block range first.
But yeah, but I mean, all of this is heading up, isn't it? I don't think there's anything, like, we're kind of near the top.
No, we're past the worst of it now.
Yeah.
And we're pretty easy going. I've seen it topped up a lot worse than that.
Yeah. So far, I would say, like, both routes in are fine. The other way from Lacola Road is definitely more interesting. You know, that kind of grip on and wheel spinning kind of stuff. This is just slow and slow, and you'll be fine. This is kind of more like what I remember in terms of getting churned up. This is what I remember from 2 years ago. Again, be a different track in the wet, I'm sure, but it does seem to have a fairly rocky base to it all. Not seen any sections that are clay only. Obviously air pressures are down on the tyres, kind of, I'd like to think that that's a given. Oh, this is a bit rocky, I suppose, but it's rock, like slow and steady, but there's no loose stuff on there, it's all solid, pretty good grip on there. This looks a bit more rocky. Ah, okay. Just wait at the bottom here, Zoe, when you get to me. Pick my line. I think I'm going...
Okay.
I don't know, it's kind of all of a muchness really, isn't it? I'm gonna go that way, and then, okay. I'm gonna kind of go up there, I think.
Alright, I've just stopped.
Yep, good. Couldn't quite see what the hole was there, so we're just going for it. Zoe might need some help up here. Bloody fly on my glasses. I'll just stop on this bit here. Okay, I'm just going to switch to the handheld. Give me a second. Ugh. I gotta go walk down a hill. I'm gonna just... Okay. Zoe survived. I'm in drive. I reckon if we just all shuffle up a little tiny bit, we can all get in a shot together in the cars. I'll try from here. Everyone just kind of crowding behind me. My gosh, it's warm out there. Okay. We are kind of halfway along the track. Awesome views, oh my gosh. I've probably already cut them into the video so you can see the view. Put that up. And what temperature are we on? It's hot, 13 degrees. No way it's 13 degrees outside. Oof. So the guys behind me, Damien and Craig, I think just pretty much went up the middle. didn't even pick a line. Maybe that's how people break things. don't pick a line. The guys we were talking to on the way in had broken things on the way in. I don't know if they'd done it before they got here. That's weird. A pack of meat on the floor. Imagine that rocky bit in the wet, like as usual in the wet. It would be more interesting because you'd have less grip with your tyres. Oh my gosh, superb. But it's not like you can fall off the side. It's one of those, you know, that would be way more scary. And I think that was the problem for Zoe on the way in from the Cola Road, is that it is a big drop off. You can disappear off the side there. Why not? Let's stop and take a picture from up here. Oh, I might have to get on the roof. See, Zoe's ready. Are you ready, Craig?
Ready to go.
Okay. It's hot. Unhelpful rock in the way. Drive around that. There we go. I'm glad that that was fine for everybody. I'm pretty sure this bit is tame, from what I remember. So like this bit could be slippy slidey in the wet, but like I said, you've got nowhere to fall. So early in the morning that we have not met anyone, so that's nice. I'm not sure I'd want to meet anyone on some of those rocky bits. That would be interesting. Take it slow so that in case somebody else thinks it's a highway coming the other way, I don't damage the car. Let's see, everyone all right back there? It's gone very quiet.
All good at hand.
Good.
Yeah, no worries.
That was a bit fast. in my opinion, this way is easier than the other way. In my humble opinion. And that's purely because the hard bits are hard bits where you can't fall off the road and die. And well, they're not even that hard, are they? If you have experience. If you, like, I did this track as a beginner 3 years ago. It's one of my very first tracks. And I was scared, but I did it. And I didn't die because I'm still here. So, you know, if you're under the right instruction and you take it slow and steady, it's absolutely fine. Some people would be like, no, you can't take a beginner on there. But I was a beginner and I came on here. I did have, at the time that I did it, I didn't have a lift. And it definitely made me want to get my suspension done. At that stage, I'd only had the car a few months and I'd had the bull bar done and the winch. But no suspension upgrade, and I scraped a lot on the whoopsies, and you know, I've had my lift. Yes, the track has changed. I've maybe scraped a couple of places from the Cola Road into the Gorge. I don't recall hearing any scrapes on this bit. Whereas without the lift, I was scraping on every whoopsie I went over. If you don't know, obviously I'm in a Prado, so maybe it might be worse on a long wheelbase car. I'm going to kind of go in that ditch. There we go. I'll ask. Zoe, out of interest, are you scraping, have you scraped your underside on any of these whoopsies on this side?
No.
No, so she's got a long wheelbase. What about you, Craig?
No, I haven't.
And you both have lifts, do you?
Yeah, 2-inch lift.
Yeah, I think mine's about 2 inch, but I'm not 100% sure what it is because the box is so heavy.
Yeah, cool. So there you go. Long wheelbase, they've both got 2-inch lift and they haven't scraped either.
Did you scrape, Lucy?
No, I was just remembering that when I came and did this the very, very first time and I didn't have a suspension upgrade, I scraped my underside on absolutely tons of these whoopsies. Whereas now with my lift, I haven't scraped any of these whoopsies, I don't think, on this side, and only a couple on the other side. So that made me think, does the long wheelbase, have they been scraping because they have a longer wheelbase? But you have lifts and you have long wheelbases and you haven't scraped either. This is all very pedestrian. So we are on the way home technically, and we are going to do, we're going to nip across Springs Road, well, Black Range Road, Springs Road. Oh hello, that's the end of Burgoyne track. It's going to tell you what we were doing. We're going to head back through Morningstar, Donnelly Creek, out through Walhalla that way. But that's the end of Burgoyne. That was easy compared to the other side. No drama.